inspector for 20 years, and this is the worst that anything has affected the RSPCA. We are a service that is provided and was being provided 24 hours a day. Due to the pandemic, we've had to close our control centre overnight. We've always been an organisation that's gone 24/7, because animals don't get sick just 9 to 5. People need us all the time, and because we've had to have people that have been furloughed, or people that we've had a reduction in staff, we simply don't have the staff to take the calls overnight. I wouldn't say we had an increase in calls, but I think that's because during the first part of the lockdown, everybody was staying indoors. So what we did see was actually a reduction in certain calls, like wildlife collections. However, we did see an increase in the amount of calls that we had for help, and all kinds of help, from people not being able to transport their animals to the vets, and and even get food. Animals are a family, and to have to give up your family member because you've lost your job and you can no longer afford to feed your animal. For any family, and a pet is a luxury, and it's really the first thing that they're gonna have to rehome and get rid of, because it's one less mouth to feed. And also vet bills are expensive. Some of our branches have teamed up with the local food banks, and we've given food to people, and dog food and cat food. And we've tried to help in that way to keep them going, because we don't want them to have to give up their pet. If we have a lockdown, people are going to, more jobs will be lost, within the public. We're already seeing that happen, and I think we will get a rise in calls about animals. I do fear, the abandonment of animals in those situations too. And abandoning animals in the winter, they're at more risk. There's going to be more peril if they're out. If they're abandoned in the cold weather, they're going to suffer even more. When people then went into lockdown and they were on their own and they were isolated, or they were working from home, or furloughed, suddenly it sort of seemed to be the right time to get a kitten or a puppy, and they wanted a pet. And in some ways that was not a bad idea, if you knew. But I think what worries us, and the biggest fear, is what's going to happen when these people go back to work. People have gone back to work, and then they've suddenly gone, actually, this puppy doesn't fit into my life anymore. It's chewing my house, or it doesn't suit me. I can't look after the puppy. I can't leave it on its own all day. It's almost as if they didn't think about that. And that's very sad, because, a pet, a dog or cat, it's for life. It's not just for the lockdown period.